Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for May 26th through June 1st. That is Friday through Thursday. Now, we are now in Gemini season, so happy birthday to all the Geminis out there. And Geminis are always extremely interesting. Basically, air energy, thought processes, thinking things through, making some plans. So anyway, I am Debbie, and I am an intuitive channeler. I open myself to God, Source, Holy Spirit, and just ask whatever it is that needs to come through to come through. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all my decks with Reiki energy, but remember, these are general readings. They may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. So what am I going to be doing? This is the overview. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to tell you about the cards I'm using for all of the readings, and then I am going to tell you what's going on in the planets, and I'm going to then take a world reading also. So the cards that I use for the main individual astrological signs, I'm using today the Radley Valentine Angel Tarot cards, John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. I then am using my Angels of Abundance by Doreen Virtue and Grand Virtue, and also my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. Now, I am going to pull in, we will do this, so get your questions ready, my Angel Answers Oracle cards by Radley Valentine. Okay, so now for this, I am going to use my Waite Rider, the traditional tarot, and my Colette Baron read. I will pull one from the Good Tarot. Okay, now like I said, all of these I have prayed, meditated, infused with Reiki energy. I am a Reiki 3 master teacher, and it just always felt like it gave a little more kick to the readings. Now, what's going on in the world? The planets aren't necessary. Well, we have a lot of energies. If you watch the Schumann resonance, if you watch the solar storms, there is a lot happening. But in the planets right now, we have entered Gemini, like I said, on the 21st. We did have Mars in Leo was squaring Jupiter. That was on the 23rd. So that in itself had some very interesting stuff going on. But what I get now is the 26th of May. Sun in Gemini, 6 degrees in Gemini, will be squaring Saturn 6 degrees in Pisces. So it was an interesting thing when I was looking at that. I just got this very sense of I don't want to say conflict per se. We know Saturn is rules, Saturn is karma, Pisces the dreamer, so it's not necessarily a comfortable joining, but they work things out. But when I saw Gemini and it was squaring with Saturn, all of a sudden I got this thing with Gemini. Gemini will, a couple of things, they're the twins, so sometimes they care, sometimes they don't care. So with Gemini, with this Gemini energy squaring off on the Saturn energy, it was one of these things like, Gemini going, oh, whatever, just do whatever, whatever. But it gets to this point where I felt Gemini with Saturn was kind of like, you really want to do this? You really want to do this? Then bring it on, because I am more than ready. So Gemini will be kind of that, I'm not going to say not caring, because Geminis do care, but they tend to be like that forgetful parent. As long as you come home at night, as long as you're doing whatever you're doing, all is good. But then when they realize that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, they hone in on you. And so they give you a lot of latitude, but then when you get too close to the boundaries, they snap and slap you back. Okay, I'm not saying that they physically do that, but I did have a Gemini mother. Anyway, so I'm kind of getting that vibe around that 26th. That, Gemini's, that energy is going to kind of like, hey, you know what? As long as you did what you're doing and you didn't really bring anything to, you weren't irritating me. You weren't doing anything to bother me. Fine. But you know what? Right now, I'm being bothered. And we're going to slap you back and get you kind of in the boundary sense again. So So if you feel a little bit more irritated, if you feel a little bit more alert, a little bit more, this is not what I wanted. This is not what I signed up for. That's the kind of energy I'm getting with with this Gemini and Saturn. And again, six is the number of man. It's the energies you put into something. Now we do have Venus 19 degrees in Cancer, Uranus 20 degrees in Taurus on the 26th. That might soften things a little bit, and the outcome may be a little bit different. I just kind of feel like Gemini wants to, I'm not going to say that word, just kind of wants to, just do a little bit of, snap you back. Now we do have a full moon coming up on the 4th of June. It will be in Sagittarius. I did get, when I looked at the number, it's 13 degrees, and I did feel like at that, 13 is a very transformative number. It is, in the tarot, it is about death. Death does not mean that something has to, that there's a physical death as much as it is, there's a transformational death. So there could be on that 4th as we lead up, to that full moon, there could be some major transitions. And of course, on the 11th of June, so June, 611, we have, Pluto is retrogrades back to Capricorn. So it'll be an interesting time, interesting energies. Things are happening. The 26th, though, it just kind of like, the Gemini energy doesn't necessarily lose its thought processes. In fact, it just hones it in that much more. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to say, well, yeah, kind of like you woke the sleeping bear type of thing. I'm like, fine, let's bring it. Let's bring it. Okay, so let's see what we've got going on. Let's go on, and that's what I'm kind of picking up for this whole thing, for this whole energies. Now remember, full moon, when we are right now in the waxing moon, so that is the new moon to the full moon. This is where you make your requests. And then the full moon to the waning moon, as it gets smaller, is where we release. The full moon is that time when the moon energies are the the moon's always there. It's just how much we see of it. But the energies are very strong, and that's when I tell you release, relinquish, and request. Okay? So let's see what we've got going on here with our Waite Rider traditional tarot for the world. What is going on in the world? What's going on? Holy Spirit, God Source, what can we tell people? What do they need to know? What is to be shared? What's going on in the world? Let's see one more time here. Okay, I like to cut in threes, celebration, creation. Also, the power of 3 has a lot of strength to it. So let's see what we have. Remember, anything that is reversed, to me, other readers can say it's the opposite. And if that's how you read, then it's the opposite. To me, it says there's a little bit more to the message and to pay attention to it. So let's see what we've got here. First card is, we have the Emperor energy. This is the major arcana. We have a 4. 4 is stability, organization, leadership. I'm really getting a very strong ruling energy right here, and that is, the Emperor is a very strong ruler. Some people will say, I've gotten this from some of my subscribers, that the Emperor is a little bit more, it's kind of like the Kings, except that he's not as emotional as the Kings. So the Emperor does bring about a divine masculine energy. So there's a lot of thought processes, a lot of thinking about this. Doesn't necessarily have the emotions. It's kind of like, I do get a little bit of, it's my way or the highway energy. And, but it's so it's not necessarily, it's like that. It's like, I know that I was talking about Geminis, in the parental role. This is that this is that strong father energy. Basically, mom and dad all work together, but this is the one that's kind of like, it's my way or the highway. Get it together. You need to get stuff working. But the Emperor also says, maybe, after you get your room cleaned, after you get all the stuff cleaned up, then, hey, let's all go out for ice cream. So The emperor is strict. The emperor is very ruling, but, you get it all together and kind of that Saturn energy too. You get it all together, hey, then let's go out and get some ice cream. So 4, like I said, stability, organization, leadership energy. Next card is the Ace of Wands. So this is minor arcana. Ace is a 1, new beginning, new start. Wands is our fire energy. It is our Leo. Remember, Mars is in Leo right now. And in a little bit, in a week or so, but sometime in June, Venus will also be going into Leo too. And Mars and Leo, they're lovers, and they like to be together for short periods of time at least. So Leo, Sagittarius full moon coming up, and also Aries. Now, passionate, burning, very determined. So whatever's going on with this, it's kind of, and again too, there's a lot of discipline with this emperor, my way or the highway. But then what opens up is something very passionate, very exciting, very like, oh my gosh, there's a new future, there's a new start, there's a new beginning, and it's something that's very engaging and very something that maybe comes from, what you've been just waiting for. So let's see, our next card is, now we have that Queen of Cups, which really balances out this Emperor energy. So there is that emotional. There's the one that kind of tempers that Emperor down, that kind of says, hey, come on, you're being too harsh. And just as the Emperor tempers the Queen. So the Queen's underlying energy is water, and Cups is water. So water. This is our Cancer. Cancer will be coming up in our next, season. It's our Scorpio. Scorpio is in the South Node. So there's a lot of karmic energy that's being resolved or let go of. But Scorpio also will be transitioning out of that South Node in July. So it's got to really push itself down. I mean, it's got to push Scorpio's energy is trying to make its last hurrah. There's a lot of transformational energy too. So it's also Pisces, and Pisces has Neptune in it and also Saturn. And remember, I told you that, that Saturn and Pisces thing going on, squaring off with Gemini. So there is some emotion, there is emotional energy, there's a caring energy. So while there is the harshness, and I'm going to kind of get the harshness of the Emperor, I'm feeling a harsh energy. I don't always, it's how the cards come to me. There's this harshness of the Emperor, very rule-oriented, very strict energy, my way or the highway. There's also this temperance. There is also this emotional energy. There's this very, whatever's being done is being done for the good, okay? But again, we have in the middle that's joining them a very strong passion, a new beginning, a new start, okay? It's a rising up. Things are rising up. Okay, now let's go on. Our Colleen, what did I say? Colette Baron Reed. I always mess her up. I'm sorry, Colette. Anyway, Colette Baron Reed, the Good Tarot. Let's see. Higher Power, Holy Spirit, what would you like to say to people out there? What do they need to know? What do they need to know? What do they need to know, Holy Spirit? Let's see. So there is some things going on here, but it is for the good. It is for the good. Okay, let's see here. The 5 of Earth. So we have a 5, change energy, change. We have Earth energy. That is our Capricorn. So, like I said, we are retrograding back into Capricorn on the 11th. It is our Taurus. We do have, Uranus in Taurus. It's also our Virgo energy. Money, job, career. Now, the 5 of Earth is generally a worrying about money energy. It's kind of like, what is going on with the money? What is going on with our security? What is going on with our, our stability? So we've got the worry. We've got this worry. There is this underlying worry. Remember, I'm always telling you, fear is a tool of the devil. tries to control you, tries to keep you from keeping your vibrations elevated. And, we chose to be here. I do believe that we chose to be here for this time. And part of our mission, part of our duty is to always have that hope, always have that ability to say things will get better, okay? But the Five of Earth, I am feeling that there is going to be a worry about money, worry about stability, worry about organization, and that's where this Emperor comes in. So there's going to be this rule. I feel like the Emperor is going to be really a very, very strict ruler during this time. We have the Queen of Cups that kind of tempers that and says, hey, there is love. Things are going to work out. And we also have that Ace of Wands, which is a new passion. But we do have this sense of worry about money, worry about security, worry, worry, worry. We have to let go. We have to let go. And letting go is not an easy task at all. And, like I said, I have said, you live too much in the past, you're prone to depression. You live too much in that future, you're prone to anxiety. You have to live day by day by day. So while this underlying energy, there is a worry with money, worry about stability, there is things going on in the heavens, going on in the universe that is trying to put things right. And there is a caring energy with that Queen of Cups, and there is a new passion. It's like you've got to kind of like, just clean everything out in order to get things moving again. Okay? We'll see. We'll see what we've got to see. So I want to thank everyone who has been liking, sharing, subscribing. I really do appreciate you doing that. If you can do that again, I would appreciate it. I guess the likes. I am hearing from people that, even though they've signed up, even though they've clicked on the bell, they still don't get the videos, the notifications. So if you would, please like, share, subscribe, click on that bell for notifications. If you're watching me on Rumble, hey, Rumble me. As always, though, always know, though, and I truly mean this from the bottom of my heart, know that you are loved, stay shining, and be blessed. Bye-bye.